Welcome back to another episode of the pod. I've decided that Brad is going to do intro today. I'm just going to fire it off. He's going to be...
Yeah. I mean, you just did the intro, but if you're watching on YouTube, we covered the light switch.
Yes, we did.
It's okay.
It's a temporary fix.
I was hoping for maybe some, like a skull with like antler, like maybe I don't know.
You want it to
like
look like you have horns coming out of the back of your head?
No.
Because that's what it would look like.
No, because it's higher. Yes, I've seen it. It's about right here. So if I had like an animal right there, I think it would look cool.
Okay. Anyway, well, if any of you guys watching and or listening would like to,
I don't have one.
So would like to send Brad, some kind of animal mount, then just let us know. You send us send us,
and I'll go get it.
Oh, okay. Or you would just like to send him a tag so he can go get it himself. Yeah. Just DM us or email us, and he will get right on that. If you're unsatisfied with our temporary,
can film the whole thing.
Yeah.
Quiet.
And I'll be super quiet the whole time. It will be no issue.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm throwing it over to you today. I just feel like we need more Brad in the beginning.
Okay.
That's what I've decided.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go for it.
Well,
talk to us about what we're talking about.
Yeah. I might throw you under the bus a little bit on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why I start.
So you said about maybe 5 minutes ago, I said something about the topic and you were like, well, it's your topic. You came up with this. And I was like, what? This is not my topic.
You were the inspiration for this topic.
Inspiration and coming up with it and it's yours is totally different.
The reason I say you came up with it is because you told me a story about this topic and I felt like it was like you were relaying a story that was leading into a message, like with that just, it was like, boom. And I landed
it. You're going to have to tell the story because I can't remember the story right now. No, I say a lot.
Okay.
Yes. Do I not talk a lot?
You do not talk a lot.
With you?
Well, yes. Yeah. It's not like I'm just like, oh, here Brad goes again with just the chatty Kathy. Like the other day, we went on a date, and it's been a long time. Oddly enough,
was it just us two?
Just
because Lisa likes to invite people on dates.
It's been a long time since we've been. Well, no, and a lot of times lately, it's even been with our youngest because we're at this season of life where he's 15, and it's just kind of an odd season. But we were out by ourselves, and we're having a great dinner. We had a great dinner that night. It was awesome. Our server was great. But there came a point where I was relaying kind of my past week. We'd been gone apart from each other for the whole week that I knew you were done listening to me talk. I saw it on your face. And I was like, okay, we can go now. And
we were done eating. We had already paid. We were like there.
We were
just sitting there. I was waiting to leave.
So
and I'm like,
that actually makes it worse, Brad.
So what's going on? I thought we were leaving. Well, you give like the 30, 45 minute goodbyes. So I think that's kind of what it was, even though we were leaving together. Like the conversation could have continued in the car.
No, notice how the conversation did not continue. No, if you are in that mode, then I shut that valve off. Just boom. No more talking.
I don't even remember what we're talking about.
That makes it also
I
worse.
Don't remember. You'd have to remind me.
Are not being helpful to yourself right now.
It's not that.
Tip for husbands: if your wife is, gracing you with all of the things that has happened this past week, and she is doing that, you just keep that game face on. Keep the game face on. It might help you later. I'm just telling you. But anyways, now that you're focused on that, we'll go back to our topic. Yes. So the story that you told me about was about the race.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna I mean you can talk about it later. Again, I cannot remember exactly what I said. That's what I'm saying. I don't remember the exact
Well, that's why I was like you
stories that I said.
You came up with the topic.
I think that this we've kind of gone over this before, I think.
Partially, yeah.
Partially. And I think it's just worth going over. Even if we had gone over it again, I think we've learned more.
More, and then the reality is all of us need to hear things like 75,000 times in order to get it.
But I think like society, I sound so like tree hugger-ish. I think society now.
Gosh.
I think, I feel that what we've been, man, I'm going to sound like a super conspiracy theorist guy right now because I feel like we've been brainwashed. Again, this is so funny. Because I sound like, wow, we've never gone to space kind of guy.
Eerie music in the background.
Yeah. No, I feel like we've been brainwashed into thinking that, into normalizing being overwhelmed.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
And I mean, you can argue the other side that there's so much information, that there's so much, constant need for, scrolling, whatever it is that is overwhelming us. And you can argue that, but I think that overall we've been brainwashed to thinking that, that we're overwhelmed all the time. Mm-hmm. When I think in reality, we're really not. Like this, this happens to me all the time. I have a full-time job. We have this, we do various other things. Like I don't just go to work every day and then come home and there's nothing going on besides like house stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we always have something, right? We're going to community, doing whatever. And, like at our church, we're at our church a lot, just helping,
coaching,
whatever we could do. Right. And, but there's times I'll sit there and I'm like, man, first of all, I don't use the word overwhelmed. I don't think I use a word. I just
you
sit
say
there
we haven't had a chance to breathe.
Yeah, I do. I say that, and I feel it sometimes. Mm-hmm. But then I stop and I really look at it. And I've been doing this more, where I stop and I really look at it, and I'm like, we totally have
100%.
What we're carrying is not a lot. Mm-hmm. What we're doing is not a lot. It could keep you busy, and there's times that we're busier than others. Mm-hmm. But overall, like, it's really, you're really not that overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm speaking for myself.
Right.
But I think that this is going to hit for a lot of people, even if you have a busy life. Mm-hmm. I think that there's times where you stop and you really think, and you're like, so for me, when I've been out of work for a little while, when I've been on vacation, and this about me, I feel anxious before I get back, right? Mm-hmm. Like for some reason, the train doesn't keep moving when I'm not there. Like it will 100% move if I'm not there.
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, but I have ownership, right? Not literal ownership. I don't have my own business, but I have ownership on what I do, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just have this heaviness about me, and I'm like, man, I have so much going on. Like, I know, I haven't checked this. I haven't looked over here. I haven't done this. I know we have this coming up, just all these lists going through my head, and I'll make a list, and then I'll get to the office and I'll start going through it. And all of a sudden, by, I don't know, noon, everything's slowed down for me. Like all of a sudden I'm like, I was stressing out about nothing. We're okay.
Well, you said we normalize being overwhelmed. Yeah. And I think, you mentioned in society that is, kind of like that is the normal, right? That you feel overwhelmed is the normal. And I think that we actually get nervous if we don't feel overwhelmed. And if there is something that feels like, oh man, I've got a lot of space here, like we will always rush to fill it. Mm-hmm. But in general, I think you're right. This overwhelmed feeling is just the way that we've learned to live, even if it's not the reality.
But I also think that, you could be sitting there right now listening and being like, I am
overwhelmed.
Like I have, what did you just say on the couch a minute ago? You had 57 billion things to do or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever comment you said.
In my brain, we do.
And so you could legitimately have every hour spoken for. I don't think that that's healthy for anybody, but you could legitimately have that. And really, and this I think is where I can take my work anxiety thing that I feel before I go back to work after a while, align with this, because I don't think that it's yes, you're feeling overwhelmed, but overwhelmed essentially means you can't tread the water, right? Like it's too much. Mm-hmm. There's too much here. And then you think like, I don't have enough capacity to carry all this. And this is why I'm overwhelmed and I'm barely keeping my head above water and I don't know what to do. When I would say in reality, your capacity and what you're dealing with is just misaligned. Because, and I take work as an example when I have like administrative stuff to do and I'm feeling this weight and I get there and all of a sudden in my list, I'm aligning them by importance, right? But then as I align them, all of a sudden I'm like, it's really not that big of a deal, right? Things need to get done. Like I can't just like, oh, this doesn't matter and push it off. That's not what I'm saying at all. But all of a sudden everything becomes more clear because there's just order to it.
Yeah.
Right. And I think when we get overwhelmed, we start feeling that we're just sitting in this chaos. Right. And we've done this so many times. And I think that it's not, you're not overloaded with taskings. You're not overloaded with family, with whatever it is, right? With life, it's not this overload. It's you're misaligning what you have, right? I think it's the capacity to carry it, right?
No, I agree with you. I think that's where we want to be emphasizing a balance between like your capacity and feeling overwhelmed and making sure that you're assessing what it is when, okay, am I overwhelmed because I am genuinely overscheduled, overburdened, overtasked, all that stuff? Or are you just overwhelmed because your capacity needs to increase and you need to stop feeding yourself the narrative that everything you do is too heavy?
Yeah, I think what it comes down to is because when you're overwhelmed, you're like, I have too much on my plate, right? Like you hear that, like I have too much going on. I'll give an example. Like, why don't you go to church? I have too much going on. Like, right. I can't.
That's my only morning to sleep in.
Right. Yeah. Or why don't you do whatever? Why don't you volunteer? I have too much going on, man. I can't volunteer.
Yeah.
Name it. Right.
There's an excuse for every opportunity.
Run down the whole excuse train, and really, you can come down to like, I have too much going on. And when you look at it, you could feel that way, but is it really? Is that kind of a lie? Like, not that saying that you're lying, not saying you're a liar, but is the too much a lie that life has given us, when in reality it's not that it's too much, it's that you just never been taught to carry it well.
Well, yeah, the story that you told me, and the reason why this kind of came to my mind was you were talking about you just recently rucked a 5K, and you were like, okay, I'm okay with my time because I wasn't training for it. Yeah. So I'm okay with my time. But if I was training for it, I'd be really disappointed.
I would be upset. Yeah.
And that's kind of what we started talking about, was that aspect of the training to carry more weight, training in order to be able to carry a heavier load, because I think in some aspects of our life, and that's why we're emphasizing the balance here, sometimes we need to put some things down. But I think a lot of times when we feel overwhelmed or we allow ourselves to stay in that place, it's more about that we're not meant to be carrying some of what we're carrying, and some of the other things that really matter, we're actually supposed to learn and train to carry that load. Yeah. You've talked about before, like as a man, that part of the load that you carry is like your family, like providing for your family, protecting your family, right? Leading your family. But that is this load that you are honored to carry. And I thought that was like a really powerful thing to think about. But there's an aspect of training that has been required in order for you to view it that way. And I think that's all of it, right? Is like this training ground that we have to be on.
Yeah. The load, the capacity it's not a fixed thing, right? Like we all can build more capacity. And when Lisa's saying that, I said that I don't know, sometime last year maybe, or it was just a different episode a while back, but I want to emphasize that the heaviness of that load is not something that weighs, it's not something that should weigh a man down, right? The heaviest of that load is more of the importance of it, right? Like the weight of that load is equal to the importance of that load, right? So me, God's giving me a family. God's giving me boys, a girl, granddaughter, son-in-law. Like God's giving me these things, giving me you. Like this is what I'm supposed to lead. That load is very heavy because of the importance of it. Right now, when I first, epiphany and started really diving into this, because before I don't think I really led. I think I just kind of maybe thought I led, but not really led. I don't know. Right? It wasn't something I did intentionally by any means. And if it's not intentional, then you're really not doing it, And so when I intentionally started putting that emphasis on this is my role in our family, and a reason a lot of families are messed up is because the roles are all, boggled up and like flipped upside down. And,
absolutely.
And even if you're not thinking like this, all of a sudden you start looking at it and you're like, well, that's probably why I feel hurt X and I feel like this a lot of times. And it's because you're not stepping into what God's made you to step into, right? And so the weight of that load is very important, very heavy. But when I started doing that at the beginning, my capacity to carry that was barely there, in the sense of it would feel overwhelming. Absolutely. And I would feel stressed out. I say I don't feel like I get super stressed out, but I feel that I start leaning that way, right? And then I have this chaotic mind where I can't, really get things.
Put things in order.
And so it's just like I have all these things to do. They're bouncing around my mind, and this is what I should be doing. I should be praying with them. I should be making these decisions. I should be doing, all these things. Some of this stuff is just inherently what you do, right? I provide for my family, right? Whether that's financial, usually that's all people think of is the financial side of that, right? There's a roof over your head, there's food on the table, the bills are paid, whatever. And I think I had that down, right? Because that's, if you have a job, that's easy. Man, I mean, really, right? Just go do what you get paid to do. Come back home, right? Clock in, clock out, be done. Where I was definitely dropping the ball was the, providing the emotional side of it. And for sure, the spiritual side was weak, because there was a lot of times where I was just fighting for me, right? Like I was trying to I don't want to say get right with the Lord, but I was trying to I need to get in line.
You were wrestling out your salvation with God. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like what our middle son constantly tells us now when we're talking to him. He's like, all right, lock in. And it's like
we're the ones who are
we're not locked in, right? Like I'm
going to
need
this.
To
I'm going to need this right now. Lock in. Yeah. Lock in. Okay.
I'm like, dude, I'm listening to you. What else do you want me to do? I don't know how more do I need to be locked in? But that's what I needed, right? I needed to get more. I was trying to get locked in with my walk with Christ, right? And I talk about all the time where once I started shifting this whole thing to be, saturate my life with Him, right? Music, thoughts, continuous prayers, right? The whole, God always thought that was weird in the Bible when He talked about praying continuously. And I'm like, you can't do that. You have to live life. But it's this conscious, constantly talking with Christ, right? And I do that all the time now. I didn't used to, and I don't do it well by any means. It's just something that I try to practice. But I was trying to get all that. But once I got all that, then all of a sudden the weight of the spiritual provision that I need to provide my family, the emotional, and then the actual physical, all of a sudden I understood the weight of it as far as like how important this is and how much this could change trajectories of lives. Right?
Like how valuable something is.
Yeah. And that was the weight. And when I first started carrying it, that weight did feel heavy.
Yeah.
But it's building your capacity is just like working out. You have to like keep doing those things. And all of a sudden the weight becomes easier to carry.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about that, and I think that's even a little bit what we want to encourage people is as you grew, right, then that weight became a little less, the heaviness. And in that, God gave you more to steward, right? It's like, okay, well now you're walking in this right now. You're not overwhelmed, quote unquote, as far as like, this feels heavy for me, right? Yeah. Like now I've been in this season of like training, of recognizing the importance of taking those steps. And okay, well now we're going to bring in this ministry, right? And we went through a period of like where that felt very overwhelming, where that felt like this is too much almost, you know, and it's still even seasons, right? Where we recognize like, oh, okay, we got to pull back here or push forward here. But I think like this is all of life where God's like, okay, you're training, and the training is not so that you can now say, okay, well, I've trained and now I can like lay this weight down of my family and provision and spiritual. It's not so that you can do that. It's so that God can say, your capacity's increased. Here's more.
Yeah. It's a constant. It's 100% a constant. If you grab something and you're carrying it well, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay,
nailed it.
It's good. We're good. And you put it down. I mean, you're avoiding carrying it. There's this, I just heard one of the guys talk about this because we just finished our full phase of certifications and selection, all this stuff. And he was giving a speech to these guys out in the woods, and something he said that we've said so many times, but I think sometimes you just hear it again and you're like, yep, 100%, like that is it. But what he was saying in there is like maintaining, there's no maintaining. Like the word doesn't exist in our world. You can't maintain. You're either taking steps back or you're taking steps forward. There's nothing maintaining. And what he was getting at was like, you guys think you made something, and you did something great, right? Something very few people have ever done, but you can't put the weight down now, right? That's not it. You can carry this, and you're going to get more, and you're going to do well. But if you put it down, you're backing off.
Yeah,
you're avoiding it. It's going to make you weak, and that goes in line with us, right? With us in your marriage and in raising your kids and just being a man of God, right? A man after God, like chasing after God. There's no weight that he can give me that I can put down, right? Well, I can put it down, but if I put it down, I start becoming weak, right? And so this is it's a constant, right? I enjoy working out, right? My week to week has to get harder.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's like 2 or 3 different programs that I follow that last about 6 weeks or whatever. When those 6 weeks are up, sometimes I go back to the same program, right? But all my numbers are different. They have to be. I can't go back and start at square one that I started at 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right. It's not going to help me maintain anything. I'm either taking a step back or I'm pushing forward. I want to be stronger, then I need to keep adding weight incrementally. I'm not going to go from the couch to deadlifting 500 pounds. Like I'm going to break, right? I can't do it, right? I was laughing at right before the 5K, we had our bags. Like there was 3 of us, there was 4 of us, but we didn't know the 4th guy, and he didn't ruck with us. He was on his own thing, right? Never met him before.
Lone Ranger.
Yeah, he's the Lone Ranger. He's gone. He was on mission, we were all on mission, but he was on like,
he'd been training.
He had a time that he needed to beat. So that dude like was gone the whole time, not just stepping it out. Like he was moving. I mean, maybe he slowed down when I couldn't see him, but the dude was moving, right? And I was me and 3 other guys, and we had our bags, our rucks laying there. And someone came by and was like picking them up and picked up one of them. And it was lighter, and the guy didn't know like, oh, what weight are we going with? It doesn't matter, like to me. The weight of the ruck doesn't matter to me, right? And not in this, right? This is just some guys getting together and we're challenging each other, right? I don't care what the weight is. Like guys would ask me like, what weight are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, 40 pounds. Like I'm not going crazy, right? And I know that sounds heavy. I'm not getting at like, oh, that's 40 pounds. That's nothing, you know, but I wasn't going to go crazy. It was just like, no, I'm going to do about 40 pounds. I think that's pretty good. So anyway, this one guy's coming by and he picked up one of my buddies' rucks and he put it down. He's like, oh, okay, you know, what do you got in there? And he told him, but he picked it up, you know, like, all right, I got it. And he went over to mine and he grabbed it. He's like, cause mine looked very small. Cause it's, I just like to tighten everything up, like keep it real compact. And so he goes to grab it and he goes to pick it up and didn't move. I only have 40 pounds. If he really, really, really wanted to pick it up, he could 100% pick it up, but he just grabbed it by the straps. He's like, all right, let me see this one. And he didn't move and we all started laughing. And, you know, it was just a funny thing that he was like going by, but I know that I can handle that weight just fine. Right. I could have, I mean, it did, I wouldn't say it hurt. I pushed myself, you know, to go a little faster on that without training. So it wasn't comfortable by any means, but I knew I can handle that weight, right? The guy that had the lighter ruck, like he hadn't put on a ruck in how long, right? It's like he wasn't supposed to like start from like 0 to whatever, right? It just throw some weight in your back. And that was my challenge to them was like, hey man, let's just ruck this 5K. Yeah. Throw some weight in your back. Let's go. It's going to be uncomfortable for everyone, but it's teaching you to carry weight. Yeah. Right. So he didn't avoid it.
That's what it's all about.
And I think that was the biggest thing now that I look at that with the guys that were with me is they didn't avoid weighing down their ruck. Right. They could have. I mean, he could have put a ridiculously small weight in that ruck. Right. No one avoided putting weight in it. They just knew like, okay, right now in this time, right, this is what I feel like I can handle. And he did well. Right?
And honestly, probably, I think everyone put a little bit more than, like you said, it was going to be uncomfortable for everybody. It's not like, and I think that's the thing is, it wasn't so insane, right? That you fall and crumble under the weight. But most definitely all of you guys were like, okay, we're not just walking, right? We're adding weight to us and we're learning. And it's like, I think that's what God's calling us all to, is to not just be in that state of, I'm carrying so much, I'm carrying so much, I'm carrying so much, you know, I can't do this, I can't do this. And that like inner narrative of, you know, like you're the mom or the dad with little kids. I feel like that is just like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed, like the constant needs that my kids have, the constant going here and there and everywhere. And it's like, man, like the honor of the weight that you carry in that season, right? The fact that you get up and you do it again and again and again, it's going to prepare you for something greater.
And whenever you complain like that, I mean, I understand it, right? I get it. I've been there, right? Where you complain like, man, I got all these things to do, or, you know, whatever it is, when you complain that you're having too much, that, you know, this is too much, you're not giving yourself a chance to become someone who can carry it. All you're doing is just, I can't do it. This is too much, and setting it down, right? Like I said, when that person picked up my bag and it didn't move, he could have done it.
Yeah.
He could have like, no, man, grab that thing, like pick it up, right? He could have 100% done it. The guys there, like we could have all weighed our rucks down a little more, right? None of us at that point would have been like, oh, this is too much. You know, because you're not giving yourself a chance to be the man or woman that can carry it, right? Like if I'm sitting there as a man and I'm looking at my family and I'm like, man, like work, family, honey-do list,
that's long.
All of a sudden I find myself volunteering at church. All of a sudden I find myself doing these things, and this is just too much. Like I have to I can't volunteer at church. I got to cut that out. There's no way I could do this. Like not with work, not with my family's first, 100%. I preach that all the time, right? Your first ministry is your family, 100%. But what you're doing is you're just limiting yourself. And you're saying like, I can't do this. It's too much. When what do you really want to be able to do? You want to be able to do all those things, and it's not too much. And then just like we heard in church today, God gives you seed to sow, right? And if you're just hoarding it, then what are you doing? Like
JT, the master bottom line. You're meant to pour, not store.
I know.
So good.
I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm just going to send him all my notes and be like, bro, just send me some bottom lines on this. Let me pick one that's cool.
I like this. This one nails it.
Forget ChatGPT. I'm sending it all to JT. No, but it's so true. And so in this sense, the same thing, right? Like, why would I limit myself, right? Yeah. I just said you can't maintain, right? So, okay, I'm just going to maintain this right now until I could get my head above water. Like, why would I limit myself? One, you should be prioritizing your life with Christ, right? Like that should be, there's the misalign that you have with all the overload you have, all the things you feel. The misaligning is that you don't have Christ first, right? And I've talked about this so many times since my friend from 24/7, Javi, like not live, well, kind of live for us, right? But like on air, whenever we did our first episode with them, and I said, I got my priorities right. And he's like, actually, priorities, that was only pluraled. That was pluralized in, blah this year. And it's more recent and Western than anywhere else. It's never been pluralized before that. And it doesn't make sense, pluralized. And I was like, man, you just like smacked me over the head with that knowledge. But I was literally like, you're 100% right. Like, how can you have multiple things that are a priority?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what's your one priority, right? I know you have to rank things to get them done. And I understand that. Like, this one's more important than this one right now, and you kind of rank them in that sense. But when someone asks me my priority or my priorities, I always tell them, like, my only priority is to live under Christ, right? To follow, like, he's my number one. My focus is on him. I'm seeking him. I want all these things. I need to do these things. I need to like live how he wants me to live, right? I need to advance the kingdom, how he can help me advance the kingdom. Like I need to
be
do
the
all these things.
husband that he needs me to be
And by doing that, by prioritizing that, all of a sudden my capacity increases, and it increases incrementally. Right? It's not like
we all want to be from like down here to up there so fast.
You want to pull a 500-pound deadlift.
Yeah, that's like
from nothing.
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm
right? I would love yes. Like actually the race is a great thing. My time was not. I'm gonna be honest. My time wasn't good.
Yeah.
Right. My time was. I was okay with my time because I had not been rucking.
You had not been training.
If I had been training and I got that time, I would honestly, I would be embarrassed. I would have to reevaluate, like, what am I doing wrong? Right.
I clearly had not been pulling enough weight. I have not been doing enough times. I've not,
Like I was avoiding pain during the training, and all of a sudden I'm here at the race and it shows, right? Because all things come out.
Well,
right?
that is so true, though, because you just think about if you avoid the pain, the training, right? It comes out, right? Like all of a sudden, and then you have teenagers and young adults. You have this, and you're like, man, I didn't do it. I didn't take the time there. I didn't carry that weight, and then you are living with all these regrets instead of recognizing, like, hey, man, God's trying to increase my capacity.
Just this past week when I was talking about, the finishing of the course that we were doing, and, they had this graduation and family shows up, and then it's like this little mini reunion for whoever can show up, right? There was guys there I hadn't seen in years, and one realization I found was that I already knew this, but it was like another realization, because I've been to a lot of these graduations, is all of a sudden I found that I was with the old dudes. Like I was one of the
You're
old
the
dudes.
old timer, like just there now.
I was one of the old dudes, not quite retired, not out of the game, but definitely like I looked around and I was like, bro, like we're the old dudes now. Like what is going on? Like it was just weird. It was weird.
Okay, Grandpa.
I was like, what is going on? This is wild. Because I remember being on the stage and I remember being there, and then all of a sudden I'm like, and I looked up to those dudes, right? They had been on the teams forever. And I'm like, man, now we're the old guys. That was not a realization I was ready to have. Mm-hmm. But one of the old guys, right? Not much older than me, not age on the team, but he got to speak. And one thing he said to these guys that I think it holds true to what we're talking about is easy doesn't change you. Mm. That was his bottom line, right? For his whole speech, his spiel he gave and all
That's
that.
good.
His bottom line was easy does not change you. And I was like, man, it's such a simple thing. And we know it.
Yeah.
Right? I just talked to my youth, my like small group in youth. And I was just talking to them and I'm like, there's nothing easy you're going to do that's worth anything really. Mm-hmm. There's really not. So are you going to do easy things? Absolutely. 100%. Like,
can you enjoy easy things?
Yes. But they're not really worth it.
Yeah.
They're not really like, I made a cup of coffee right now. Super easy to do it. It's okay. It's not like really worth, you know what I mean? The easy is not, it's the hard things. It's not going to
define your life. Those are
absolutely
not the
not.
things.
I mean, it could though, in this sense, right?
Yeah.
Because easy doesn't change you. So if you're looking for an easy way to carry X weight, if you're looking for an easy way to not, I'm overwhelmed, I got to do this, I'm going to lay this down, you're just trying to find an easy way. You're not trying to find a way to be able to say, God, just increase my capacity. Like your strength, right? I'm my weakness, right? You're strong in my weakness. Like just increase my capacity. I have to carry these things, right? There's non-negotiables that we all have to carry. It doesn't matter. Like it really, like it's a non-negotiable. But you understand that, right?
And I think they're designed to be way heavier than what we feel comfortable carrying.
Absolutely, they should be. But there's things that you as a follower of Christ, you as a decent human being, in a marriage and as a father, as a mother, there is non-negotiables that you carry and you cannot put those down. People put them down all the time. You can't put those down. Like that is what, like for me, my non-negotiables are, I have to lead this family, right? And what falls under that, all the myriad of things that fall under that, I'm not allowed to put those down.
Yeah.
Like that's how I look at it. One, it's an honor that the creator of the universe, right? It's an honor that he's given me these things to pick up. Mm-hmm. And that's how we have to look at all the weight that we're supposed to carry.
That we're supposed to carry. I think that's such a huge piece of it.
There's weight that you pick up that you were never supposed to pick up.
Yep.
100%. But the weight that you're supposed to carry, you have to look at that as an honor to carry that. Yeah. Right? Like this is, man, God's like, I'm entrusting you with this. Mm-hmm. Right. And so more times than not do we fail at that. More times than not. And I fail at it. And that's why in his strength, like I need it because I'm weak.
Well, yeah, it's a lie when you hear the saying that God will not give you more than you can handle.
Oh yeah,
we hear that. I just heard that saying this week, and I was like, that's not in the Bible.
Did you hear it like verbally?
Yes.
Oh,
and I was like, nope, that's not in the Bible. And this poor girl, she's just like, oh, okay. I'm like, no, listen.
Was that your youth?
Yes. I was like, listen, I like that's not. We absolutely are given more than we can handle.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would we ever turn to Christ?
Yeah.
Like, we need his strength. Like, that's the reality is, man, we are not built to handle much.
Yeah.
Like, we are very much human beings who fail. And that's why when you talked about like, okay, my priority is Christ, right? Like, that's what I lean into. It's his strength. And that's what helps us to increase our capacity and to hold the things that he has placed in our hands well. And then also asking him, like, God, what is the weight I'm meant to carry that I am meant to increase my capacity in? Because that's the other part of it is we have just built up this thing where it's like, oh, okay, I guess now every weight that you're listening to this right now and you're going, every weight I'm carrying, I guess I'm supposed to just carry all of that and just carry it all really well. And it's like, well, no. Are you supposed to be carrying that?
Like, are you supposed to control the outcome of what you're doing?
Right. It's like, are you deciding you need to carry that weight, right? Or like maybe that you've decided that your kid needs to be in every sporting possible adventure.
I think though, like, yes, you're right. But I think where people don't understand what the weights are, right? They don't get it. You know, it's like, okay, I've talked about leading my family. You can talk about, you know, what your weights are with our family, and obviously, you know, the weight of motherhood, and there's things that you can only do that I can't do, and you know, and then vice versa. And there's all those weights that we've been talking about, the weight of being a husband, the weight of a wife, like those responsibilities, right? Those are those non-negotiables.
The honor.
You've made a vow in front of people, in front of Christ, that this is what you're going to do. And those are non-negotiables, and they should be an honor to carry. But other people, or what people aren't understanding, is that the weights like that you're not supposed to pick up, you know, resentment, unforgiveness, right? Are you saying yes out of guilt to do something, right?
Guilty.
Yeah. Like, those are things that we're not supposed to pick up. Like, that's why I'm saying that those are weights, right? It's a whole analogy, and I'm sure you guys have been around churches long enough. You'll see this. You'll see, like, all of a sudden, like, a pastor come on stage, and he's got like all these suitcases, and he's like, you know, having trouble walking, right? You've seen this like how many times, right? They put on like 5 backpacks.
I don't know if I would say how many times, but yes, I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it quite a few times. Like, especially like on Instagram, you see like a pastor and he's walking out with all the luggage. You're like, I know what this sermon's about, you know, right? You carry baggage into a marriage, you know. Yes, 100. They're true. I'm making fun of it, but it is 100% true, right? But those are the kind of weights we're talking about that you're not meant to carry, right? That you need to release those weights, get rid of those things. Unforgiveness, resentment, control, like I said, control, anger's a weight. Like all those, you know, not character traits. I guess you can call them character traits, but
tendencies
or bad attributes that you have.
They're all always counterfeit to what God has for us.
100%. Read Corinthians.
I mean, right? It's like these things that we try to pull into our own hands, the weight that we put on ourselves is always counterfeit to what God wants us to carry.
And those are the weights you're supposed to put down. And I think that's the key, right? It's the litmus test is, and I joke around with it, but what is it? 1 Corinthians 13, right? Where it talks about love and it goes down this list, right? Or the fruits of the Spirit goes down. Like, you're not supposed to put down a fruit of the Spirit. Like, that's...
Today I choose you.
Yeah.
The rest, no.
The rest, no. I'm going to put all the rest down. This is what I'm going to do. Like, that's not what we're talking about, but it's the opposite of what you said, right? The opposites of that.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be carrying those around. And we all carry them.
No one says the fruit of the Spirit is fear. You know, it's like,
you need to lay all those things down.
Literally over and over. It's like, do not fear, do not fear, do not fear. It's like, woof.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's laying it down and saying that, okay, God, this is not what you called me to carry. And the weights we are supposed to carry, right, is the discipline that we're supposed to have, right? The roles that God's given you. I mean, it's daughter of the Son of Christ.
It's the whole thing. Like, people that I've caught myself doing this. That's why I'm just going to loop all of you in with me, right?
If I've done it, you've done it.
100%. Like I'm not some unique person that's done, like only Brad's done that. No, how many of you have prayed, you know, you've prayed like, Lord, just take these things away.
Oh,
like
yeah, 100%.
make this way, in fact, I just was praying the other day. I've been praying for, I don't want to get into what I'm praying for, but I was praying for this like certain thing, right? These thing and, you know, dreams and things like that. And I'm praying for them. And all of a sudden one day I like switched it and I was like, no, not that what I was praying for was bad, but I was like, no, Lord, give me an opportunity to be able to do those things. Give me the opportunity to be able to step where I want to step. Like, give me the opportunity. Don't just give it to me, right? Don't like, that's what you want to pray, right? Like, Lord, just give me the thing. Like, I've been tested a lot. I'd like to be tested with $2 million, right? Just give it to me, right? Like,
I'd like to be tested with $2 million.
I think I've been tested on a lot of different things. I think it's
Try this one, huh?
It's time to test me on finances, right? You know, like test
do not say that, please.
Yeah,
in a positive way, Lord.
But if you know, a lot of people will pray those things, but it's like, well, you know, but also, man, God can give you the opportunity to do amazing things, right? And so it's like, give me the opportunity to do what I keep praying for, right? Give me these opportunities. And this is where it is. It's like people will pray that they need less, right, in life. Like, I just need less. Lord, give me less. I could steward it well. Just give me less, like, you know, just kind of this complaining
remove this person
thing
from my life, remove that situation.
But in reality, you may do need less, but it's because of the bad weight you're carrying. Like, it's not what God's given you. It's not what God wants you to do. It's these negative things we're talking about. And those are the weights that are weighing you down. Let me tell you, for anyone out there that lifts weights, let's like really get into it, because unforgiveness, like I've dealt with that, right? And I think I still deal with it on a certain level with a couple people. And I really try not to. And I feel like it's this little thing. Right? I don't walk around like just, all these people have wronged me, you know, like I don't really do that. Because God's worked on me, right? It's not something I've ever really done, but my justice button is like, you know,
you have a justice button?
And it's got like a latch on it now.
Okay.
Cause I'm like, okay, whatever. It's fine. To certain things, right? There's righteous justice.
So let me clarify.
There's no button on that. There's no latch on that one. No, but I forgot what I was getting at.
I'm sorry.
But no, the unforgiveness. So for those of you that do lift weights, and let's just keep it with the deadlift, you know, analogy that I've been giving. Way back a couple years ago. In fact, one of the guys I just saw recently, we used to lift weights together. He was a power lifter. I was not a power lifter. I would not consider myself a power lifter. He did. Like, he would go to the meets and the little unitard thing. We would make fun of him. But we would do like the big lifts, right? Squat, deadlift, bench. And the deadlift, it was like this weight that you're chasing, right? Like, man, you know, at this body weight, if I could pull like 500 pounds, like that's, you know, that's it, right? I'm doing well. And so incrementally throughout our programming, we would add weight, right? And sometimes it was, man, you went from whatever weight and all of a sudden you added, you know, 50 pounds or 90 pounds to it and you pulled it and you're like, that was easy, right? Like, I was able to do it. Like, that's great, right? You're making progress. But then there was times where we were getting to this point where, and this is where I feel like how unforgiveness or control or resentment, like all those bad weights get involved, is you'd put a 2.5 pound weight on each side, right? That's the smallest that I'm aware of, right? There could be a smaller plate. That's the smallest plate that I'm aware of, right? It equals 5 pounds. Because you equal it out, right? You can't just put one on one in. But that 2.5 pound weight, you would be surprised at what that does, right? You have a guy, I've seen it, right? When we were all chasing this number, I've seen it, like pulls 495 and it's like, goes up, you know, he struggled a little bit, but it got off the ground, like didn't pause, didn't, you know, whatever, right? It's like, put that thing down, go rest. Like, we're bumping that up. Like, we're going to put 5 more pounds on there. 2.5, these little tiny plates, they're like this big. 2.5 pound plates, put on each side, goes and rests for a while, right? Like to replenish, there's a sweet spot. I'm not gonna get into the science of lifting, but there's this sweet spot, right? So when he gets ready, like puts his belt on, chalks up his hands, because chalk makes you stronger, if you don't know.
Clearly.
Right? Yeah, so he chalks up his hands, all this stuff. He goes to the bar, grabs it. I mean, we just saw him pull with not a ton of effort, like there was good speed under the bar, 495. All we did was put 5 pounds total on that bar.
No biggie.
Goes to pull it. Nah. It gets off the ground maybe an inch. And that's all he's got. And it slams back down. I'm like, man, all we did was put 2.5. How many times? It's happened to me so many times. Bench press, like we're putting all this weight and then we put the 5s on, like 2.5s on each side. Go to do it. And I'm like, no, pull it up. I don't have it. Right? That little amount of weight that you're carrying, man, what's it stopping you from? Right? Just to like, then all of a sudden you take that off and you're like pulling 495 like nobody's business, right? That's the weight God wants you to have. And then you start adding this 2.5 pound plate and all of a sudden like you can't handle it. Yeah. All of a sudden you're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you're overloaded. All of a sudden you don't have the capacity to be able to do this. Like I can't lead my family and go to church and have a job and do the honey-do list. You want to drop
all your good weight.
And be a good father. Like I can't do all those things. Well, but all those things are very doable and you're not overwhelmed. It's just that you're carrying this little tiny weight that's holding you back. And since it's tiny, you're not looking at that little weight. You're looking at all the other big responsibilities you have that you should have, right? Like the good things, like with the stuff that matters, right? Relationships, the hard, holy things God has asked you to carry, right? Because there's things that God asks you specifically to carry. For us, specifically what God asks us to carry is other people's crisis in a marriage. Like we hear it all. Right. And that's something that we do carry, right? When we hear it, we empathize, we carry it, right? And not unhealthy, not anything like that, but that's what God's asked us to do. Like, I want you to walk people through this crisis.
And there was a time, I think, that we did carry it in an unhealthy way, or I did, making it much more like Jesus had to wreck me in certain areas. And I think this is where that increasing capacity really matters, because God gives you a piece and then he like works that piece out in you. Well, and it's like a continual thing. So for me, it was like, having these conversations, and especially I do a lot of one-on-one coaching with women, man, just feeling that burden so intensely myself. And then Jesus having to literally tell me like, Jesus was enough. Like he was enough for me and he's enough for them. Yeah. And like, it's not my job to be Jesus in someone's life, right? Like I'm supposed to point people to him, but I'm certainly not meant to be him in any way, shape, or form. And that is something I cannot carry, and nor can I force people to go to him.
Yeah, you can't carry. I like what you're getting at is on some level what you're getting at is some people's salvation, right? Like you can't carry that. You do what God has told you to do,
or see all the bad weight they're carrying and say that's bad weight.
Yeah,
put that down. Where it's like, well, no, Jesus has to work that out in them too. Where it's
you can tell them to put it down, but they're not going to put it down unless they're willing to start putting those things down.
Go through the pain.
Yeah, it is. It's so true though. It's so that 2.5 pounds, when you finally like, okay, I can't lift that. Now I'm going to keep training, not so I could pick resentment back up, get rid of that, okay? But I'm going to keep training so God could give me more capacity, so he can give me more things to do.
That matter.
But he's going to give you the thing, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, right? I mean, when we went on this little 5K ruck, one of the dudes, I texted him, I thought he had missed church because the ruck, right? I was like, hey man, you good? Like, I didn't see you at church. Like, what's up? And he's like, no. One of the kids got sick. They had to take him to urgent care. All this stuff happened, so they weren't able to go. But then jokingly, he's like, oh, maybe a little bit, maybe he's just joking. But he told me, he texted me, he's like, hey man, like, I want to start rucking more. Right. And it was just something that day showed him. He was like, man, this is good for me. Right. In a physical aspect, like we're not talking about like this, nothing spiritual came out of this 5K. Right. I mean, I'm sure some people did, but not,
we did a whole episode that came out of it. So.
Yeah. But no, what I'm saying is like, he didn't have this like, opening from Christ during this 5K. Yeah. It wasn't this, like he was doing anything bad at any means. It was just for his own health. He was like, man, I want to start rucking again. Like that was so good. Right. Yeah. Now, if I would have given him like more things to carry during that, it would have crushed him and he wouldn't be ready. Never again. It, right. Yeah. And it's same with me. If someone would have given me more things that day, like it would have wrecked me and I wouldn't want to pick that back up. Right. And so God's going to give you not what you can handle. He wants you to work through it. And that day, all three of us in our own, like we weren't competing against each other.
I think a little bit at the end, maybe.
No. No, I was not. I 100% was not competing. They were laughing at me because we were talking about it. And I was like, I said it all cheesy on purpose, but it was true. But I was like, I was competing with the man in the mirror. Like that was it, really. I wanted to see where I could go from the couch, quote unquote. Like I don't just lay on the couch, but from not training for rucking to just doing a 5K and see what my time was. And I beat the time I had in my head. So that was good. But I wasn't competing with those dudes. Like that wasn't it at all. It was just, so in our own little worlds during that ruck, we all competed with each other or competed with the man in the mirror, right? Like every individual, and everybody learned a little something. Right. Like he's like, man, I need to do this more. I need to carry this weight more because I don't want this weight to feel heavy.
Right. That's the point.
That's the whole point to this whole thing. Right. God's going to give you something. It's going to feel heavy, but then you just keep going and you
train
keep
till it doesn't.
Asking him. And instead of like saying, right, oh, Lord, just make my life easier. Because that's what it is. And that, again, easy. Like, make my life easy. Like, what's that worth? What's a life worth that's easy? Right? It's right. It's not going to change you. You're going to stay the same, but you're not maintaining. You're just falling back. Yeah. Right? And in whatever you're doing, you're just kind of falling back. You're avoiding picking up the weight. It's making you weaker. You're falling back. You're asking for an easy path to take. These dudes that I was with, first of all, my really good friend on this, he didn't know we were going to do a 5K. Because in the past, we've just been kind of like, let's just walk with our wives on the 1 mile walk, but we'll put a ruck on so we can make it a little harder. And then he asked me like, hey, you signed up for the 5K to do the ruck? I was like, yeah, we're doing the full, 5K this time. And he's like, all right, well, let's do it. Like, he didn't back down. He didn't go like, well, maybe, I'll just do the 1 mile and we'll see, see at the end, or maybe I'll do this, or, I won't really ruck. I'll just kind of his ruck was heavier than mine. And he asked me what the weight was and he took some weight out. Cause I was like, dude, I'm not trying to don't kill yourself. Right. But he didn't bat an eye. Right. And neither did the other guy. They didn't bat an eye at doing this. They weren't looking for this easy route to take. They were like, no,
let's do it.
Like, we're going to carry this weight and we're going to carry it to the end. And they got stronger because of that. And if they keep maybe going, sore,
but stronger.
But the soreness is showing you that, all right, I just built some capacity. Yeah. Right. Like now maybe if they keep going, then next year it's like, oh, dude, I'm going to do this weight, but the time's going to be like super fast. Right. It's just, it's sad to see when people are just praying for an easier life instead of praying for God to make them stronger.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I would say that'd be the challenge for this next week. Like, ask God to increase your capacity for the weight that he wants you to carry. So not just the things that you have added as weight in your own life that you were never meant to carry. Yeah. All right. See you next week.